for that.
There was so much in that last session. Hello, Twitch. We're now on the air with you guys, and we're here to see what happens after the last session. So, last session, you guys picked up after having met a unicorn and made some decisions about what you were going to do with all this massive lore dump that you got from said unicorn, and started making your way up along the riverside to try to get to a place called Little Oak, hoping that you could find a creature or character by the name of Will of the Feywild, and maybe find favor or learn more or something. Where it comes to Granny Nightshade, who is apparently the hag that runs this area of the Feywild of Prismeer. Granny Nightshade, you know, is the sister of Bavlorna Blightstraw, who has been the you guys already had a bit of an interaction with, including wild magic surges to finish said interaction with that person. Didn't obviously go very well, but nonetheless, you're trying to make your way through to see what can happen. On your way through, you managed to come across an owl bear hooked to a chariot of some sort. No rider, just the owl bear and an empty chariot. And in your process of trying to capture it, which you were able to do, and then release the owl bear, and then investigate the chariot, that's when shenaniganry ensued. I think that's the best way to describe it, because while investigating it, a wild magic surge basically glitched out Dottie for a full minute. And Dottie began wild magic surging a lot and created a little bit of a fire. There was a fireball involved, which is saying something, because to get two fireballs by the same character within two wild magic surges of each other is that yeah. And then everything she started to touch started lighting on fire. She grew an extra 8 inches. She started basically trying to run towards the water in hopes that she could, get past all of this nonsense. And teleports, because Wild Magic Surge allowed this, teleported into the water and is now having a difficult time orienting herself. Meanwhile, Aravis and Elred are doing what their level best to try to stop the chaos from carrying on. It's not working. And so Aravis is actually trying to fish Dottie out of the water with a limp rope and couldn't get there. And Elred is just trying to keep up. On the other side of the fire, which is now starting to grow, Scrags sits battling flaming squirrels. This is where we had to stop because I had to work, but there is still so much stuff going on. So we're going to have to carry on with where we left off right there. Dottie, we got to start off, and we're going to keep on going in the same order. It's Dottie, Aravis, Elred, and then Scrags. Dottie, you need to see if you can figure out an athletics check or... No, athletics check I think is probably our best bet here.
Athletics, okay.
Yeah, see if we can figure if you can get yourself oriented here and break above the water. Jeez, your rolls. This is what makes it so much more interesting right now, folks. Okay, yeah. So
that's a 3.
Yeah, you're just floundering, and you're bouncing off of rocks under the water as well. You have no idea which way is north, south, east, west, up, or down. You're just having some severe difficulties. Is there anything you want to try and do to get out of this situation?
Let me see what I have.
I will remind you, you can still teleport 20 feet as a bonus action. That was the first wild magic surge you got.
I think that's already gone.
Is it still gone?
Check it.
I think that would still be this.
Is it a minute or more?
That's what I'm just checking. For the next minute, you can teleport up to 20 feet as a bonus. This would be your last chance.
Okay.
No, hang on. Sorry, this one's already gone. Because we've already had
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, no, this one's already gone. What else?
That
For
was
the next
one of the
minute,
first
you gain
ones.
But you still do regain 5 hit points at the start of each of your turns.
Okay, I'm actually at my max again.
Yeah, this will be the last time you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But your not touching flammable objects thing is still carrying on. Oh, and by the way, there's 3 of you. Because you cast mirror image. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. I have an idea of what I'll do, but I think I have to save it for my next turn.
Okay. Then that's what we will do. We'll carry on to Erebus. What are you going to try and do? You think you have seen a shape that might have been a Dottie under the water.
I threw a rope at it, so I'm pretty because she has this mirror image and thing. I'm pretty sure I know where she is.
Pretty sure where you know where she is, but you also know that she's now past the rope.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to bonus action dash and use all my movement to get to where she's at, and I'm going to dive into the water after her.
Okay. I'm going to say, with the amount of distance that you had, you will be able to dash to be about broadside to her. You'll be about beside her. And if you were to dive into the water right now, you can at the end of your dashed movement. But you wouldn't be much closer.
A normal action to dash, can I get to her?
So like you're going to bonus
double
action dash, like double dash. Yeah, that you could probably get there then.
Okay.
And
so
your second dash would probably be in the water swimming.
Yes.
Okay. At which point, what's your swim speed?
I have no swim speed, so I assume there's a rule for that.
There is a rule for that. And how many times have I ever used swimming speed? Here we go.
I think it's like half.
I feel like it is 2. But yeah. Okay, that's not what I worry about. For smart mounts of vehicles, I want special types of movement. Swimming. Okay. Yeah, it is basically. It's like difficult terrain. It's half. So you get 15 feet. She's 15. Yeah, so you're about halfway to her.
Okay.
In the water. You could now that you're in the water, you could definitely see. There are multiple Dotties here.
All right. That's my turn.
Okay. Cool. That brings us to Elred. What are you doing during this all? You watch as Erebus just suddenly looks like he's got lightning fast feet, just completely abandons you, running down alongside the river, and then dives into the water. Did I lose him? I lost him. I lost Elred. Of course I did. There he is. He's reconnecting. There we go. All right.
Because I know I started out, I'm not as fast as Erebus, so how far ahead of me was Erebus when he dove into the water?
He would have been easily 60, probably more like 75 feet in front of you.
Okay, got it. Yeah. I guess I keep running after them. Let me make sure there's nothing else I can.
Didn't we see a little creature or something come out and say the fire's over here, and he had like a bucket or something?
That's right, you did. Yep.
Gosh, that's all well and dandy, and we don't have time for that.
All right.
Definitely take care of the fire, but first make sure Dottie doesn't die. That one's priority number 1.
All right.
True.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm just sprinting after them. Trying to keep pace.
Okay. All right, you're sprinting after them. Then that'll be your turn. If you're going for full dash, you'll get a little bit.
So if they were 60 feet away, that's. But I assume they're also moving simultaneously. So.
Yeah, it's 60 feet away from where. 75 feet away from where you started to turn. Yeah. Now 15 feet away is where he dove into the water.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, so that brings us then to Scrags. Scrags, here's the thing for you. You have no idea what any of that is. None of that can be seen by you. All you can see is now there is a fire, a forest fire, that is now catching, and creatures are now trying to escape the blaze. So all you see in front of you, between you and the river, is now this large wall of fire.
Would my patron, the lady, the mistress, would she actually be giving me any heads up if something's wrong? Or is it one of the girls?
So if I heard you correctly,
where he's coming in really quiet, or is that for everyone?
No, he's coming in real quiet. That's just part of the. He's on the train.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I believe that what you're gonna get, what I heard you say was, will your mistress be able to help you out with anything here? And the answer is, you don't seem to have any sort of influence coming from Chalk at all.
Okay, so she doesn't care about Dottie. As far as she's concerned, Dottie can perish. Horribly. Okay, well...
Is a possibility.
Okay.
Squirrel is on the menu then.
Squirrel is on.
So you're gonna go try and chase down that squirrel?
I'm chasing all the squirrels.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
a hungry little air genasi.
All right.
If Dottie dies, she's gonna haunt you.
Oh, I know she is. I would help if I could, but I have no idea what's going on. So unless someone gives me a heads up, I can't do anything.
Right. Well, on the other side of this fire, pretty much the only thing you can see is just the fire. The creature's trying to escape it. There is that rock formation behind you that you could probably go to if you wanted to.
I'll have a look. Why not?
All right.
It's obviously not going to be some stone golem laying down for the day.
No. In this case, it's a much larger mountain than a stone golem.
Oh, it's not a giant stone golem that's laying down for the day. It should be fine.
All right, so you start running your way towards this not stone golem, and start climbing it. You're gonna get to about the base of the mountain, even with a dash. That and then that would be your. While you're at it, why don't you try a, I don't know. Let's go with. I feel like a good one might be like a sleight of hand check. You won't be able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
14.
So while you're running towards the mountain, there are a whole bunch of other creatures that are trying to dash away from the fire with you. You're just like, shoot, and you just kind of snag yourself a squirrel. So you now have yourself a squirrel in your hands. Incapacitated, or rather, at least grappled at the very least. Okay.
Okay.
It's flaming. It's on fire. Just
All the better.
Okay.
I'll put it out of its misery.
Okay, it's out of its misery.
In my belly.
All right, that brings us to back to Dottie again.
Okay, so she's actively not doing so well, and she's gonna take a risk. I don't have any spells that can help with this, but just in case it turns out well, I'm going to use Tides of Chaos. Nice. And try to redo my athletics check.
That does just cancel out the disadvantage that you already have from being poisoned.
Oh, I was rolling with disadvantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Are you still doing it?
Ooh.
Straight roll is better.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
All right, let's do it.
This could be really bad.
This could also be amazing.
Oh.
Nope. But I do still need you to roll that Tide of Chaos.
Oh, that's useful. I grow a long beard made of feathers.
Oh, in the water.
Oh.
I think that comes up instantly if it comes up with a sneeze.
I need you to roll me a Constitution saving
I mean,
throw.
like,
Does she?
Shoot.
Oh no! Oh no!
Is this also a disadvantage?
This would be a disadvantage.
Are
Yep.
saves at disadvantage with poisoned?
I couldn't remember.
Hang tight. Hang tight. I'm pretty certain they are, but you know what? Let's be reasonable. Let's double check the things.
Hello.
And
No.
Ability-
It's just attack rolls and ability
Okay,
checks.
cool. So it's
Yep.
just a straight roll.
yep.
Awesome sauce.
Oh, hey.
Nice. All
Nice.
right. That was a necessary one, by the way, just to be clear.
I assume if you had
Why
failed,
is
you would have
this thing
sneezed
so
and then you would have started drowning.
Let's go to this. That'll make
Yeah.
a difference here. There we go. Yeah, that works. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So, you've kind of got your wits about you, but you still can't really get your orientation around you. So, you're still just now you're kind of got your wits, but now you're able to kind of get a little bit of an idea as to which way the ground is, because you've now hit a couple of rocks. You've kind of now tried to redirect yourself, but it's taken a bunch of effort with the power of the water that you're pushing against, and it's taken more time. You've got a better sense as to which way up is now, though.
Okay.
Okay, with a natural 20 on your Constitution save, which is 25. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that go. That would be your turn, Ben.
Okay.
Okay. And that brings us now to Aravis, who is now about 15 feet away from the three of you.
All right. That being the case,
now
I'm
all
going to
have-
use my 15 feet of movement to get up to her.
Okay.
I'm going to grab her by the back of the head and the arm and try and force her above the water.
I would like you then to roll
Yeah.
an athletic. Let's make it a perception check.
A perception check.
Yeah.
She has
You
mirror
need to try
image
to
up.
figure out. You need to figure out which one of her you're
Oh.
grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta remind myself how mirror image works.
Do
it's
all
like-
three
it's mirror
Dotties have
image-
a beard right now?
For mirror image, it's like you roll a d20, and then like if it's above a certain number, you hit the mirror image.
That's what I was thinking. So I'm just gonna double check.
Well, the perception check was a 6.
Yeah.
If I even didn't have disadvantage, which I might have.
Yeah. So you're having you approach. It's very difficult for you to figure out. You don't have true sight anymore.
But here's my question.
Oh wait.
Does
Okay. So
mirror image have an effect on grappling?
rules
does
as
the-
written. Well, is a grapple? Isn't a grapple like technically?
A
an
grapple is
place
kind of
of
like an attack. Yeah, a grapple is like an attack.
I will say with it, it's that if you roll a 6 or higher, the attack is changed to the duplicate.
Yes. So you actually go to grab a duplicate, and immediately are able to sense that it is not the real Dottie,
All right.
and it dissipates underneath you, just like
Can I try
Becomes
again
one
with
with the
my
water.
cunning action? Let me see what I
cunning
can
action.
do.
I think is just dash, disengage, and hide. Right?
Yeah.
Can I try and use my dash to like occupy the same space as her so I know where she is?
Yeah, you could do that. You could just
Feel
be there.
around and just be grabbing her.
That one I'll go with for sure.
Because then she'll know at least where I am, so she can use me as orientation.
For sure. And actually, Dottie would definitely, because of your proximity to the duplicates, and that nat 20, Dottie's gonna have a pretty good sense that you are now there with her.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Has to be an 8 or higher next time. 6 was the minimum you needed. Anyway, like that's a wow. Anyway, that brings us now to Elred.
Okay. So real quick. You've mentioned before that Aravis gives off like a little bit of like a Fey kind of. Like if there's
Like
a thing
a-
that detects Fey, he gives off like a little bit of that, right?
Mostly, you have a tough time determining whether or not it's actually him or just stuff that's on him.
Okay, that's still fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna use detect evil and good so I can sense Fey near me. So I can
All right.
position. So I can sense their position under the water.
Okay. Under the water, you're not able to detect anything.
All right.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, worth a shot.
But the dice here told me I have to say no. All right. So are you still gonna chase? Are you now? They are floating
I'll say it doesn't
down
say
the
it's
water.
blocked. Well, it doesn't say that it's blocked by water or anything.
No.
Okay, fair enough though. I guess. And Erebus dropped the rope, right? That's not like still like
Yeah, I
That's-
dropped it.
yeah.
So
Um,
I mean, like, I would say that you could pick up the rope along your way running out to them if you wanted to.
yeah.
Okay, let's just do that.
I'm thinking that I did use my action to already like cast that, so I assume I can't use or would I still be able to throw that out or no?
I would allow you to. Actually, hang on. Detect.
That's an action.
No, yeah,
so
that would have to be. It would have to be an action to do it with accuracy. If you just whip it away from you, that's a different story. Just like there's no effort into where it's going.
yeah, I think since Erebus seems to like I assume that Dottie doesn't have great awareness right now, but Erebus probably does, so he might be able to snatch that. So yeah, I'd like to throw that.
Okay. Because we're just gonna do it as like a bonus action-y type thing. There's no targeting. You're just whipping it out.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. That would be your turn then. Scrags, we're back at you. And Scrags, you're at the bottom of this now. It's not an extremely large mountain, but there is definitely a mountain there. And looking back towards the fire, it is catching and it is spreading. It is now definitely growing into a full-on. If you're not careful and don't do something about it, like PDQ and very, very well, it will likely become a full-on forest fire.
All right,
And you feel the cinders kind of start raining down from above your head.
What? Our cleric doesn't have control weather?
That's funny you should say that. My wife has been called by her friends on many occasions the Weather Witch.
well, wait. Druids, clerics don't get control water.
No, they don't. So you'd have to come up with a different way of doing things if you can. Otherwise, this is going to turn into a full-on forest fire.
If attacking the fire will put it out?
Depends on how you attack it.
I'd like to cast Sacred Flame on the fire to put it out.
Holy fire doesn't
Drop and
burn.
roll.
Can I stroke the fire?
Can you stroke the fire? Is that what you just said?
Make a persuasion check on the fire.
Are you trying to seduce the fire?
That's a nice little fire.
No. You can't, I mean, you can, but you're going to take damage doing it. Did I lose them? Damn it,
I think he lost us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
I'm going to try to use my cloak to try to put out bits around the big fire, try to keep it from spreading towards me. I don't have anything else I can do.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I mean, I wasn't expecting a fucking fire, yo.
I know, right? So I'm gonna try and put this in perspective for you. The trees, generally speaking, are anywhere from 15 to 25 feet tall. And directly to what we are saying is the west of you, they are all alight. The flames are going up to the tops of the trees and beyond. They are now raining leafy cinders of ash on you, and they are the fire is easily 60 feet in both directions already because of how much it's already spread.
There's literally nothing I can do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up the mountain and not die.
All right.
That's
so
my
you
plan.
roll me a perception check to see if you can see what else is going on out here. It's a pretty good roll. That is a pretty
22
good
is
roll.
pretty good.
And what you're gonna see now that you've climbed a little ways up the mountain, you're getting closer to a range where even if the forest fire were to spread as far as it can go towards you, you're just kind of on the outskirts of where it would get to because there's no trees around you. You're now actually climbing up just nothing but a rocky face. You can look out and across the tops of the trees, but your eye level is about the same as it is for the tops of the trees, and that's it. What you do see is now birds flying away from it. Ash now kind of spreading the wind. Which direction is the wind again? I gotta remind myself of that. I wrote that down. Oh, there. Yeah. Hang on. The wind. Oh, there it is. Right there. The good news is that while it's spreading it's spreading slowly towards you. It looks like it's actually spreading faster towards the river, but you can't see much beyond the cinders and the ash and the flame.
Yep. I'll just call out, help! Fire! Help! And that's my job done. My turn.
Actually, I will add to that you do happen to see some of the trees to your left seem to be moving a bit. A ways away, like around on the near the edge of the mountain, about 120 feet away from you. There's a couple of
Trees
shrubs that seem
moving?
to be moving away from the fire.
No, don't piss off the trees.
Oh. Well, I think it's a good thing that they don't burn all the trees. Okay, that's my turn.
All right. That's gonna bring us back to Dottie.
Okay.
You're underwater,
Yeah.
but Nervous is beside you. You can sense, or at least you sense a presence beside you.
There's a friend now.
Okay. So, I'm gonna do the same thing, hopefully with better results. So athletics check, but I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos to
make a straight roll.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what happens.
Because I am crazy. What the literal
That's
fuck?
your best one so far.
I know.
How many rolls is that? That's a 10 or under for you.
Well, to be fair, she's gotten a lot that are over 10. It's just they keep not counting because she has disadvantage.
Yeah, that's true. But she doesn't have disadvantage this time, so go ahead and roll me your wild magic.
Oh, hey. Okay.
I didn't expend any, but I'll take it.
I mean, it's better than a lot of the others.
You you finally maxed out on both dice. That's okay.
Oh,
all right,
true.
so with the 10, you are able to start moving your way towards the surface. Thankfully, I only put you 15 feet under the water, and 15... Hang on. No, your distance that you can swim is only like 12.5 feet.
Yeah.
So you could reach up and you can feel the break of the water at your fingertips.
Okay.
I need you to roll me one more con save.
Okay. Luckily my con saves are good, so hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, that was your minimum you needed.
Okay, cool.
So you're definitely starting to feel the pressure of not being able to get your air. Actually, what's interesting for you, it's not so much that you're trying to get your air in or bring air in. You've just got so much oxygen inside your system that is deoxygenated already. You have to breathe out first before you can carry on. It's like when you play oboe for too long. Okay, so this is now brings us to Erebus. Erebus, you see that she's actually starting to swim upwards, which is kind of a good thing.
I am going to come up behind her and just try and get her above water with all of my actions. Just if I have to like wave past one to like dispel it and then bring her, I just want to.
I'm just going to call it a help action.
Yeah.
And so, Dottie, give me... No, you know, with a help action, we're just going to say that you get all the way up there for the distance. So, Dottie, you do actually break through the surface, and you can now finally exhale and breathe back in again.
Okay.
Erebus, you're still slightly under the water, but you can see that she's now up.
Yeah. Okay. With that, I'll try and break surface too.
You'll be able to do that.
And
It'll be a dash.
how
No,
far away from
hang
the
on.
fire are we now, or is that entire side on fire?
So getting up to the top and kind of doing a quick check to see if you can figure out where everything is. Give me a quick perception check.
Okay.
See if you can orient yourself to see where everything's happening now too.
That's persuasion. 12.
12. So it's not hard to see a forest fire. So you turn just over your shoulder to see that Elred is still just on the edge of the river, not too far away from you. Elred, you'll actually see the two of them pop up about 30 feet away from you at this point. But looking back over your shoulder, you do see that there is now a blaze. Elred looks epic because there is about 60 feet of forest before a fire just starts. Before you see the fire blazing behind him, and there's now enough smoke there that is starting to blot out color and shade Elred just a little bit. He looks like he might be out of one of the more fiery scenes of Lord of the Rings right now.
Sick.
But he's not paying any attention to the forest fire.
Cool dudes don't look at explosions.
That ends your turn? Erebus, does that end your turn? I lost Erebus!
Eric. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, Elred, it is now your
have
turn.
anything else?
Yes. So now I can see Dottie. Did my rope land anywhere near her?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
You didn't let the whole rope go. You've held onto one side, so you could ravel it back up again if you wanted to.
Yeah. I guess now that I'm close enough for it to actually do it, I'm gonna, get it and then just like throw it towards Dottie.
Sure. Roll me an attack.
Yep.
Just a d20 plus your Dex modifier.
Ugh.
Cool.
Let me
Good
get
to
my
know.
dex.
That's what I
Yeah,
rolled
my
for you
dex
last
is
time,
bad.
too.
My dex is not great.
I don't know if it would matter what your Dex was.
No. Probably not.
Yeah. The problem is that you're just having a difficult time getting a lightweight rope to go without any weight attached to it to where you want it to go.
Yeah. Okay. So I know they're like 30 feet away from me.
Yep.
How like into the like?
They're a good solid 15 feet in from the shore.
Okay, got it.
So like 30 feet diagonal out into the water from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I will just kind of keep pace and then like I'm just basically like get closer to me. So I can pull her onto shore.
Sure. So you run ahead on the shore a little bit further than them, knowing that the water's going to carry them further down. So that you could maybe try to grab an arm or something like that as soon as they get closer to shore.
Because athletics a lot more. I'm a lot better at, so I can pull her in, but she's got to get here.
All right. Meanwhile, back on the mountain, Scrags.
I'm here.
Okay, so what are you going to do now that you're on the mountain and the forest? Actually, let's see if the forest fire has spread yet. Yeah. Okay. The forest fire is now spread. It's spreading a little bit away from you. It's still spreading a bit towards you. The heat you're starting to notice as well, and it is continuing to spread quite a distance now.
I'm going to try something a little bit interesting.
I'm in for it.
I am going to take out my coin, and I'm going to keep casting light on it and changing the colors from red to blue, and I'm going to be flicking it up in the air as high as I can, and I'll be shouting out, "Emergency! Emergency! Fire! Please escape!"
All right.
And that's my turn.
That is cool. I like that. I'm enjoying that. I'm here for it. Okay. Okay. Give me one moment while I'm checking some stuff out here as to how I want to respond to that.
What, you mean the book actually has a response for that?
No, but it does have characters that I want to know that I'm going to play properly for you.
Oh. Spirit
Mhm.
Guardian, anyone who comes near me dies.
Yeah, my guess is there's no
Can you roll
section
me
on
a-
a forest fire in the book.
Right. Can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
Me? A persuasion check?
Don't be silly. Who would start a
Hello,
forest
Renee.
fire?
Why did you want persuasion? Couldn't it be anything else except...
There you go.
18. There we
Very
go.
nice. All right. Yep. Cool. I like it. Alrighty. So then, yeah, I'm gonna look that up while we're trying to resolve everything else here. That's gonna be fun. I like it. I like it a lot. So that brings us then. You now have police lights flickering on the mountain. That brings us now to Dottie again. You're now finally just above the water and just
Okay.
catching your breath.
Do I see Elred?
You see Elred, and you see him basically framed in flame behind him as well.
And he did like call out, just like get to shore.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
And the fire hasn't spread to the other side of the river yet?
You rolled me a perception check.
Okay, I'm bad at this. 8.
No. Even a blind person can tell that there's fire. It doesn't look like it has like it's reached the river, that it hasn't crossed the river yet. But you also are, with an 8, you're also going to see exactly the direction that the smoke and ash is largely moving, and it is largely moving in the direction of the river. It probably won't be long.
Okay. Well, it will buy us a little bit of time. How many feet are we away from the other side of the river that Elred's not on?
You would be... I'm going to say you're probably around 40 feet from the other side. You're definitely closer to his side of the river.
I will... Can I take the help action for Erebus? And try to make myself, I guess, easier to direct to shore one way or the other, and I'll leave the decision up to Erebus on his turn.
Very nice. So you get to the top and you just immediately start back floating down the river and just kind of...
Yeah. I'm just trying to make it easier.
Elred is so
in the fashion of sadness, from the movie Inside Out, you're like, I'm ready.
Elred is so immediately confused by like what she's doing. Because he's just like, get to shore. I'll pull you, and like just like
I'm just like
starfishes.
With the flames in the background.
All right.
Interesting point of fact. Because she's not fighting the current, but she's also... Yeah, mostly because she's not fighting the current, it actually means that she's actually helping somebody to drag her in the direction by just being as little
resistance as possible.
Little resistance as possible. I think that's the word I was looking for, is resistance. So it is your turn, Erebus.
All right. Not knowing that she would ever want to go to the other side.
Yeah.
Because he's not even thought of that. Okay, I haven't even thought of that. Well, it might be a good idea to not be on the side that's burning. He will grab her and use his action and bonus action to dash to hopefully make it to the other side.
Now, with it being swimming, it already halves your distance. Having to drag something along with you would have it further. So you would need to action and bonus action. Sorry. To action dash at the very least, if not bonus action dash. But if you just bonus action dash, you still have your action once you get to shore with Dottie in tow.
Yeah, okay, so we are 15 feet from the burning edge. It's half, so that's like 8 or 7. Dash is 14.
15.
Around there.
Yeah. You will get to shore with your bonus action dash.
Or action.
Or, no, you know what? This would actually have to be an action because you're dragging. So give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Can my help action give him advantage?
Yeah, it does.
Athletics. 13.
Good thing you had. 13. It is a bunch of effort, but you're able to get you and Dottie to shore, where the helping hand of Elred sits there and grasps you and just pulls you guys completely up.
I'm glad that my character had so many high stats that I could put a high number in strength and not a negative.
That's true. Oh man, yeah, you would had to have. Yeah, that's.
I
that's
saw the
pretty
2,
good
and I
stat.
just assumed you had proficiency.
Yeah,
No.
that's just his proficiency bonus. No,
My
not
lowest
proficiency
is a
bonus, it's strength
13
bonus.
with intelligence.
Oh wow, okay.
Dang good.
Oh, so we
All right.
still don't have a smart member in our party. Got it.
No,
Not yet.
no, of course not.
Not yet. All right. So with that, gotta get you back in here, Scrags. There we go. Now that you're on the other device, win. All right, there. Okay, so Elred, you've just pulled these guys ashore. I'm pretending it was your reaction. Carry on with what you're gonna do.
Gosh, I didn't think I'd get this far.
Right? Fire breathing behind you, and you can definitely feel the cinders kind of coming down in your general direction.
I saw someone earlier trying to put, like, are they, like, way off in the distance now?
They're way off. Yeah, you have no concept of where they are.
Gosh.
Yeah, you guys just basically abandoned him, so that was a wonderful story.
Part of it is, like, we should find Scrags, but, like, also, like, giant forest fire between us and him.
Okay, so roll for me a survival check.
Yeah.
Scrags is dead.
I'm going to use inspiration on this, because I feel like this is important.
Okay. I'll tell you what, before you do it.
What do you mean Scrags is dead?
Well, with your inspiration, if you want to keep it, I was going to tell you, this is mostly just to see if you could figure out what the best course of action would be in a survival situation like this.
Yeah.
So are you using that inspiration?
No, I don't think so. I think
Okay.
I'm 13.
Okay, 13. So with a 13, you can tell this is going to take a coordinated
effort.
A coordinated effort amongst a lot of people to bring this forest fire. It doesn't seem like it's completely out of control, but only if you had a lot of people helping with water and maybe spell casting abilities that provide you with the ability to either like create a firewall or douse it with water or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But you also remember that mountain and think that anybody noticing the wind direction, anybody who is smart will go to that mountain.
Okay.
But we already
you know what?
established there's no smart people in your group. So anyway,
you know what? First things first. I would like to use. Let me double check that I've got this right. Yeah, I want to use 5 of my lay on hands to cure Dottie of poison.
You could do that. Absolutely, you can.
Oh wow.
So Dottie, you've been kind of not only have you had a difficult time breathing because you've been underwater, but you've also kind of had this shallowness of your breath while you were at it, and you finally kind of feel it just dissipate as Elred pulls you up out of the water, and any water that made it into its way into your lungs also seems to cough out whatever was blocking your body functions from doing the things it's supposed to do.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I guess from there. I guess I just looked at like, should we go back for Scrags? I mean, obviously, like kind of looking at the fire, just
Uh,
Yes, Erebus, shall you be going back looking for Scrags?
Scrag, he's dead.
Oh,
Scrags is smart. He'll figure it out.
We definitely
I
can't.
guess.
cross the
I
forest
guess.
fire.
Does it seem? I would say. Does it seem like the forest fire is bad enough to the point where like, it is like, how dangerous is it to run through this forest fire?
You get the sense it's pretty deep, that every time that you would run into flame and likely take some flame damage.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put it succinctly.
but you're one of those dragony things.
that's not
like
that
me.
kind. Anyways,
I'm covered in water, so
not that kind of dragon, but also
You'll steam before you burn.
Some oil we can put on ourselves first.
nice.
I do think I would still do it though. I do think just I'll get Scrags. Stay here. Going in, like basically trying to use my shield to like stop any debris.
Okay, so you're running into the fire or around the fire to try to
Just
get
straight through. Just
straight
quickest
through.
path back to Scrags.
That was unexpected. Okay.
Before he
Alright.
leaves, I'm going to like.
How many D6s is he taking?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Can I like before he leaves, dump a bucket on his head or something?
Not really. You don't have a bucket.
I don't. At least put like a wet cloth on your mouth or something.
I mean, I've got the shield to like over the head. That
I guess you're a dragon
rest
boy.
of
and
you's
the
burning.
rest of
Oh,
the,
I see.
still not that kind.
Huh.
I do love the like pictures are like, oh, he's a dragonborn, he'll be fine.
no, I mean like putting a wet rag on your mouth would be difficult as a
Oh yeah.
dragon-shaped face.
I'm just trying to figure out how I want to best do this.
Useful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well then, Elrad. So you start running towards. You're not. I'm going to say you're not in the fire. You've got your shield up. You're definitely feeling debris kind of drop on you. As you get to the edge of definitely where the fire is, leaving the other two behind, a branch does bounce off your shield as it kind of falls off. You're not in it yet, but it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then that ends your turn, Scrags. Your turn.
Just throwing up my light.
As you are throwing up your light, there are those brush that you saw moving near the base of the mountain. You can actually start to see it start to kind of move up the mountain a little bit, and even maybe just a little bit towards you. And emerging from this brush comes out this lithe-looking humanoid of some sort, but it's a strange humanoid because there is it's all this dark green color to every element of their body. They seem to be clothed in leaves, and their hair is also seems to be of leaves and such as well.
It's a dryad.
She's just running towards you, noticing your light, and with a little bit of an echo to her voice, she says, "Wonderful idea," and then and shouts out, "Let's see if we can get more." And she, let's see here. Yeah, she's going to
More
create
squirrels?
create this kind of a tree in her hand. Just kind of starts forming out, and she offers it towards you and kind of points to the top of it as if to say, put the coin on the top of the tree.
Okay, I'll put a coin there.
And she
I'll
lets
not
the
put
tree
my coin.
grow.
I'll take a coin out of my pouch, light it, and put a coin there.
That works. Okay, cool. So you take this lit coin, and it is what color?
It's probably blue now.
Okay.
I'll keep alternating.
And she holds it aloft, and she says, "Let's see how many help we can get," and just holds it up into the air.
Right. Thanks, love.
Anything else?
What are you? Who are you? What's going on? I didn't start the fire. It was someone else.
It was always burning. We just okay. Anyway,
Yeah. I was looking at that.
My friend, my
Glad
mate
we were all on
Billy,
the same wavelength there.
my mate Billy used to sing that song.
okay, yeah. Oh, apologies. She's totally, obviously, kind of concerned, like distracted by the dangers. Like, Meadowleaf, you. What's your name?
Sir Scraggs.
Sir Scraggs. Good to. Let's see what we could do. That'll be your guys' combined turns in the end.
Ooh. Right.
All right, let's take it a little bit out of initiative and just say, okay, so Erebus and Dottie, you guys just watched Elred dash towards the fire. What are you guys going to do?
Should we go in after him?
Actually, before we do that, it's not spreading right now.
I do not have enough health to go after him after the fireball.
Okay.
I'm about to die, so I'm going to take out my rapier, my fire rapier. Bad idea. Put it back. Take out a knife and strike the ground and use booming blade and try and get as many things' attention as possible. And
Very
just
nice.
start yelling for help to put out the fire and start like, I don't really know if I have a cloth, or just try and get people's attention, like what's happening on the other side.
Okay. All right. Roll for me a.
Maybe get ahead of the fire on the other side, because I don't think it's going to cross the river, right?
It has not crossed the river yet. That is correct.
Okay, so I'll just get on the other side to try and cut it off and start calling for help, or like rally here or something.
Okay. I'm going to get you to roll for me a persuasion check.
Okay. 23.
Nice. All right. All right. Okay. Cool. What about for you, Dottie?
I'm at full health. I'm doing pretty well. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself and run in after Elred.
Oh.
All right. So you're alongside Elred.
Not as fast though, because
You're a little bit behind.
A
Yeah.
halfling,
So
yeah.
Elred, are you still dashing into the fire?
Yeah, I'm cutting a path straight to Scraggs.
All right.
Fast as I can.
Dash as fast as you can. Within that period of time,
Yeah, lay it on
you
me.
are going to take. I have to figure out how far away Scraggs is from you, though. That's the trick.
Erebus is just going to see you guys running back, like, nope.
Okay.
Not doing that.
Well, you are able to move relatively quickly through there. It's definitely really hot, and you can feel it scalding on the scales. And so you're going to take 3 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're now completely surrounded in blazing forest trees. Some of them completely gnarled with the black. Some you can actually see a bit of a distance towards the middle. This kind of the scorch marks, and some of the trees are actually ashen, already starting to ashen and fall. This has all happened so far, by the way, guys, within the span of about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be you, Dottie. You're not quite. Are you dashing in? Because if you're dashing in, then you're actually in the fire too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not what Abby would do, but it's what Dottie would do.
Yeah.
If it's what Dottie would do, then I'm glad you do it. It is 7 points of damage. You don't have a shield to protect yourself. The mage armor, though. Hang on, the mage armor. Let's do this with disadvantage, because the mage armor would definitely have an impact on that.
Yeah, I think my armor class is like a 17.
So 4 points.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 points. The challenge with armor class is that armor class is usually a response to a combative situation. it's not the same thing as when you are just immersed in an environment. And
Right.
unfortunately, you're immersing yourself in an environment. I'm playing it up a little bit with the mage armor because it was a good idea. I want to let it do stuff for you.
Cool.
So I'm rolling the damage with disadvantage. Okay, after a fashion. Okay, so then that's going to go take you into the fire. And we're going to go back to Scrags. Scrags, as it comes to your turn, if you want to do something different, you certainly can. But you are going to start noticing all sorts of a variety of different types of creatures kind of start walking or running, rather I should say, up to the mountain from the sides, not from the fire itself, but from the sides, towards you, and towards this dryad, who you now know as Meadowleaf. And there's satyrs, there's a centaur, there is all sorts of other like gnomes, or well, at least they kind of sort of look like gnomes. Maybe a little bit more angular features than your average gnome. But they're all starting to kind of gather towards you. They're not all at you, but they're definitely gathering towards you.
If only I had.
Oh, I lost you.
Can
There
you
we
hear
go.
me?
I hear you now. Yeah,
Hello?
gotcha.
Hello?
Yeah,
You
gotcha.
got?
You're good now.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take them all. Okay, yeah.
All right. I will be thinking as I see all these creatures come towards me. Why didn't I set up some sort of towel bridge? Right. Yeah. Could you like put out the fire with some water or some stuff? Like, do you got any spells as a forest thing, forest creature?
I'm not one with. I have this, and she just kind of, as she's holding this tree with your coin up in it, she kind of looks towards some of the other trees nearby, and just kind of shouts out this what sounds to you to be like a large howl of wind through leaves. This is what her shout sounds like. It's like a howl through the wind through the leaves, and you see a little bit of the trees nearby actually seem as if they're leaning away from the fire. They're not moving, like their roots aren't moving around, but it's as if they're actually turning and leaning away.
I'll turn over to the. I'll turn around and start to make my way towards the crowd, asking, "Does anyone have spells, buckets, spades, shovels, anything that can help get rid of this fire? Because it's gonna burn us all."
And immediately, some of them start to one of them does actually have. It's not much of a shovel; it's more like a pickaxe. But they're starting to try to find a spot along nearby the fire and start to try to carve out some ground or even knock over some trees. As the trees are getting cut down by some of these people to the one side of the fire, you can see. You actually roll me an insight check real quick.
Oh, why do you have to get me to roll these checks? You know I fail.
If you do, then I just won't tell you things.
All right, 1 sec. Insight, you said. Why is it there? Insight. Oh, I'm 20.
Oh yeah. Every time a tree gets smacked or cut down or something to that effect, or even a new tree lights a fire, you notice this tear kind of form on the dryad's cheek.
Water! Quick! Get a bucket underneath. Chop more trees down. We can throw it down.
Kind of gather buckets and waters and shovels, and they're just kind of gathering it at this point. We're gonna shift back to Erevis. Erevis, what are you doing?
So I was looking at Booming Blade, and it says that it makes a where how far can it be heard?
It's a bit of a distance.
Well, I'm like just striking the ground every so often and yelling out to like assist with the fire and come help and like rally to me.
Okay. Yeah, and so yeah, okay, I'm gonna say roll me an Arcana check. Let's see if we can use it to figure out how far away you're able to get the thunderness of this to be heard.
Okay.
It's not really part of the spell.
I
Yeah,
thought
but
it
you are
was. I
repeat-
thought that
Sorry,
was
with
like...
advantage. With
Oh,
advantage,
okay.
because you've done it a couple of times now.
10.
You feel like if you were to keep doing this, eventually the rolling thunder might overpower the sound of the fire as it's blazing beside you.
Mm-hmm.
Is not spreading at the moment, thankfully. The wind seems to have died down for a bit. Elred and Dottie running through the fire. Double dash, the whole works, whatever you can do to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, also, I have shield as a reaction. So if any debris like comes my way, I would
Sure,
attempt
yeah.
to use that.
Sure. So you're Elred, this time it's the first burns that you had. It's starting to kind of get deeper through the scales. You're going to take
Yeah.
8 points of fire damage as you... How far is that? Your dash, your movement, and your dash would take you 60 feet, right?
Yep.
You feel like you might be able to get to the edge of the fire at the end of this one, whereas Dottie, and I'm doing this with disadvantage, by the way, because of that mage armor, I want to reward that. So 5 points of damage as it's starting to kind of burn a little bit deeper into you.
Okay.
Elred's a bit of quite a distance in front of you.
Okay.
All right. I'm for the sake of brevity, I'm actually going to do this, because this fire is still burning, and it is. Now that you've got help, it is not expanding, which is good, but it is still taking up a large swath of land. And people have started to, and Scrags, I'm going to say that you have now kind of started noticing the booming blade shudder through the earth as well, as has the Dryad. And the directionality of people with all of the tools that they've now gathered at your instructions go to the river. Everybody eventually ends up getting themselves to the river, creating a firewall over the course of the next, I want to say, let's find, we're going to find out here. First of all, we're going to get Elred through the fire to Scrags to kind of tell him, to kind of enhance the booming blade as well. 16 points of damage this time, though, to get to the end of the edge of the blaze. Elred.
Yeah.
Do you make it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It
All right.
sounded a little bit
Oh,
unsure.
I'm at half health, but I'm still good.
All right. What about Dottie? Wow.
14.
That was marvelous. So 7, no, just 7.
Oh, just
Because
7.
that was a disadvantage. So you get.
Oh,
you're
yeah, I'm
still
fine.
In the fire. You're still in the fire.
Okay.
On the last time around, to get out because you are slower, you take 12 additional points of damage beyond that.
I have 1 hit point.
You just barely make it
Yeah.
out, and so Scrags and the Dryad, you guys can all see Dottie emerge out of the fire, basically blackened.
I would
no
not
hair
have made
left, so, like just completely bald because the hair has just been burnt right off.
Yes.
The feathers are not
Yes.
there either.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, am I bald
Yes.
with a beard now?
Oh, if she was
between-
bald with a purple beard, I would be so happy.
But between Elred and Dottie, the instructions are there's water. Let's get around it and let's start trying to bring this fire into control.
Yeah, first get
I
into the
need-
water to put out the fire, but then
Yeah,
I'll be
I
nice.
everybody to roll for me a. Just go with a d20. Actually, no. I got a better idea. I'm gonna let you guys do this. You tell me how your character would fight a forest fire now that you've got a concerted effort of a bunch of other people to help out. And then you get to also therefore decide what skill it is that you're going to use to do that.
Has anyone helped, or has anyone come to my aid, or am I just still...
They will
Nope.
yeah, you will see that there's a bunch of people who are starting to make their way towards you. Satyrs, centaurs, elvish type people, and eventually Elred and Dottie and Scrags and this tree-like looking humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, and you're all. Here's the thing: you'll see them in passing as you're all fighting the fire together.
Uh-huh.
But you guys get to tell me what you're gonna do to try to help bring the fire down. I'm gonna set it up this way: for every success, you're able to bring the fire more out of control, or more into control. For every failure, the fire goes out of control. If you roll a nat 20, it's like 2. If you roll a nat 1, then it's
Yeah.
like 2 fails. If it goes out of control, you guys just abandon it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to use either Dex or Charisma. This is hard.
Does anyone have a spell that can either...
Dottie just
I
delegate.
mean, if people have,
I could
buckets,
delegate,
I'm just pushing those things. Like I'm just grabbing those things, taking them to the fire, bringing them back.
Okay,
Just
so
truck 'em.
go ahead and roll me. That's an athletics check probably
Yep.
then, right?
does
so go
anyone
for it.
have mold earth?
Now, this is important because there's going to be a whole bunch of different things happening all at once. Everybody's trying to do a way of trying to convince everybody to help with the fire. So, what is Scrags themselves going to be doing?
I'm gonna be still trying to figure out if someone has any spells.
Okay. So you're just going to be running around looking for somebody who's got spells.
I'm looking around to see what skills that we have available, asking if anyone has anything to do with control water or the ability to manipulate wind or manipulate the ground with mold earth, or if they have some sort of a water spell, an ice spell, anything that will help with taking out the fire that way.
Okay,
mold
what
earth.
skill are you hoping to use? To do that? Because to me, that sounds like a leadership thing, like a charisma-based kind of thing. So either like a persuasion or...
I can do a persuasion or maybe an insight.
Okay, I will accept either one. You're watching as everybody else is kind of putting together, and you're trying to gather the best skills together.
Yes. And I will... Do I have anything that I can do as well? I will be nice and give Dottie a level 1 cure wounds.
Yay.
Ah, marvelous. Okay, go ahead and roll your cure wounds, and then roll your persuasion or your insight, your choice.
Ooh, nice.
Nice. I'm at 10 hit points.
The
Roll
hair
my
starts to grow back.
persuasion
sweet.
or anything else.
Persuasion or insight, one or the other. That's because that's what you described to me.
That the magic goes into your hair.
15.
Nice. All right, that's
The
2
balding
successes.
solution.
Yeah, it's like I'm bleeding to death. I'd rather you deal with that first before you spend magical power to.
Why is that not showing? I gotta get that showing for you guys. There we go. That'll help considerably. Okay, so, Dottie and Erebus, what skills are you guys choosing?
All right. For my part, because I'm on the other side and I'm all alone, I have to kind of rely on them to. Did you say that the fire in my direction was like not going as quickly,
It's
or the
not
wind wasn't?
The wind has died down, so it's not spreading. It's almost like it's kind of, it had taken a bit of a sigh, but it's going to spread depending on what you guys do for successes and how you contribute to the larger firefighting cause.
That being the case, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to yell out orders, mainly for anyone quick to start spreading water along the ground, along the edge of the fire, like a few feet back. You know, like basically clear out foliage and stuff that'll catch fire on the ground, while others make a line of trees, pick a line of trees and start cutting them down to, and basically like removing a line of trees so that the fire is separated completely from the rest of the forest. And I am going to assist with that while I'm giving orders.
That sounds to me like a survival check would be what I would ask you. Or a persuasion/intimidation. But if you do, here's the thing. Oh no, there was an insight. So yeah, this would be, any one of those would be acceptable based off of what you just described.
Let's hope I roll high. Because 25.
Nice. That's 3 successes. So here's the deal. The fire is now under control. But is it dissipating? Is it being put out? Dottie. Your turn.
I am so useless.
How are you going to help this fire combatant scenario?
This is like the worst thing I could possibly do, but I'm a charisma-based character, and other people are already delegating, so I am going to, forest fires are a stressful situation, so I want to Bob Ross this shit, and I just want to start, like...
Okay.
Exactly, like, play a little song on my lute, and just like...
chill, guys.
Just send out some chill vibes, everybody.
Oh,
just happy little burning trees. Just a happy little burning tree.
Exactly. That's the title of the song.
There are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, I did not name this episode. I'm gonna Bob Ross the forest fire. Okay,
How could you have foreseen that?
Yeah, new title,
right.
Bob Rossing the forest fire.
This is gonna have to be a 2-point roll.
Oh shit.
No, actually, you know what? I disagree. Sorry, hang on. Let me think about how I want to do this.
Just send out some
performance
chill
check.
vibes.
Performance check
Okay.
for me.
Performance. She's also playing a flute. Or a lyre.
To be clear, she was flute. Okay. So instead of actually, you shift between 2 different melodies, and you are definitely trying to inspire others. Then you can't actually do bardic inspiration because you're not a bard yet. But the
You can't on me.
Yet.
But you do flip basically between trying to uplift people's spirits, but also trying to forge them into battle as well, to convince them to move forward. And so, like, sometimes it ends up being like this march off into the battle song, fife song that you end up doing, and then switch over to this much more. It's not. I'm gonna say it's more like a character builder kind of thing, like most of the time some of the powerful music that makes you feel like you're a much bigger person than you actually are. And it's okay. You're doing pretty well. There's only a couple of people who are giving you kind of a sideways glance when you first approach, and then they're like, okay, no, wait a second. I understand why she's doing this. And then they keep on throwing water, digging trenches, knocking down trees. And over the
Once
course...
in a while, I'll go into like a eulogy for the fallen trees. And
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I like it. Over the course of the next 3 hours, all manner of creatures from the forest have now brought in themselves some concern. Even the Campestri, even the toadstool-like people that were dancing before, are now just bouncing little buckets across their toadstool heads to get to deliver them. And you are able to eventually, after about 3 hours of work, put out the forest fire to the point where there's no flames left. Certainly there's lots of smoldering smoke and ground ash that is still firing, still flaming, and still burning a little bit, but it is largely out and just needs to be monitored for the next little bit. And the Dryad will go to you, Scraggs, and bring that bringing that coin back to her hand it back over to you. Swift thinking, little one. Thank you very much, Sir Scraggs, for helping rally the troops.
Yeah, my pleasure. It was the least I could do. I mean that. Yeah, about the fire. I'm not entirely sure what happened. It was started by, I think, an accident. Well,
They tend
you
to
call
be.
her an accident. She kind of explodes sometimes.
Someone go and like punch him.
Get someone shot.
So, just yeah. Elred like in Scragg's mind, just like shut up. Shut up.
You guys are not there.
Yes, we are.
Well,
Dottie and I'm not
let's
there.
find
though.
out if you are. Let's find out if you are. Elred, roll me a perception check.
I mean, well,
Did
okay,
you
yeah,
hear
we don't
this
necessarily know that
conversation?
he's speaking to her, but we're in the area.
Can you hear this conversation and therefore know that you need to get involved in it? Yes,
Yes,
you
I can.
Yes,
I
you
absolutely can.
He's keeping an eye on that. That's Greg.
Yeah, that's a nat 20, and I love it. That's a good time for a nat 20. The Dryad on this. Will she again?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. She's a bit dotty. I don't think so. I mean, she's only done it twice. Once was against that hag.
Inspiration.
Okay.
All right, real quick. I just want to activate Emissary of Peace.
Okay.
Just preemptively.
Remind me that.
I get +5 to persuasion checks, I think.
Plus
Okay.
10, I thought it was.
Plus 10? Let me double check.
Yeah, plus 10.
+5. It's +5.
Oh, plus
So
five.
that's 10
Plus
minutes.
5 for the next 10 minutes. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Must be thinking of passing out a trace.
Yeah, that's what it is. You pass without a trace with +10. So, hearing all this and hearing her ask about Dottie and seeing the concern on this Dryad's face, almost to the point of like it's seething anger that is appearing on
Yeah.
her face. And she looks to she's looking at Scraggs. And you frequent with her?
I don't know about frequent. I mean, we hangs out type of thing. We're in a party together. She's the queen.
I feel like Elred at this point is gonna kind of walk over. We know the person that was somewhat responsible. They were not in control of their actions, though. This was not an intentional.
Oh, of course it wasn't intentional.
Just very much like giving the look. Like, shut
It
up.
was an accident.
Shut up.
He puts his hand
Bring me
over
to her.
Scraggs' mouth.
Just like quick. Can I just like quick like look at over at Dottie? Like, what's Dottie's? Or I suppose Dottie.
Do I
suppose
see
Dottie
this?
wouldn't have heard any of this.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perception check, Dottie, if you see, to see if you see it.
Just
Because if I do, I'm running like hell.
You can't always run away. Sometimes you have to stay.
17.
Okay, hang on a second. You definitely hear it, by the way. But you don't necessarily see her face.
Okay. Well, I just set the forest on fire and they're outing me. Thanks, Greg. So I'm picturing myself as a wanted criminal, so I'm gonna get out.
All right. Where are you gonna go? There's no trees left.
Oh. I'm just gonna start running with my little halfling legs and
No.
just be
the
like,
bald
peace.
head.
Okay.
How long does hair take to grow back?
Yeah,
All right,
cure
so
wounds
here's-
makes it grow back, so long
I
rest.
picture myself with like a little mohawk, like a little
Let's
pink
see
one.
if she can see you. Oh yeah, she sees you. Okay.
Oh god.
Actually, roll me a stealth check. Let's see if your stealth is.
Oh, I'm
faster
good
than-
at stealth.
You better be.
Never mind.
Oh no!
You're not trying to sell. You're running.
That's 2 of them.
Good news
Oh
though,
my
I am a halfling.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
You are really
wait.
excited about that, Jackson. Go for it,
Wait,
please, buddy.
wait, But here's the thing: since she re-rolls, does she just take that second nat 1?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's
The
meant to
1
be.
in 400.
Let me see.
Wow. Okay.
Lucky.
Yeah. What is that? 0.05% chance of that happening? Anyway.
Since it's a reroll, couldn't she? I know this is a bad idea, but
No.
Wild Surge if she has any left.
She's gotta say that she's gotta do it beforehand.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
see.
that's
Never
the
mind.
thing. So with you running, you will run immediately directly towards a forest. Elred and Scrags, like lightning, she suddenly disappears from beside you guys towards a different side of the forest. Like you got this large area that is now just all black and charred, slightly smoking trees, right? Dottie runs that way. The Dryad disappears this way, and then disappears in a tree. And Dottie immediately appears in front of you.
Screwed.
Wait,
She
wait.
walks out of a tree and blocks your path.
Oh.
I need you to
over
roll for
with
me.
them.
Hey, how's it going?
Tree stride.
I need you to roll for me a wisdom saving throw.
Is there a skill called begging and groveling for
Yes, there
forgiveness?
is.
Am I anywhere near any of this? What am I
Oh,
doing?
persuasion.
19.
Yeah. Okay. So
My
Um,
character would like to know if a dryad is doing stuff.
she looks to you, and you can feel in your mind. You feel the rustle of wind over grass and dandelions, and you shake it off, and you realize that she just tried to charm you. She looks deeply at you, now more angry than ever. This is not one you run away from.
You're not trying to charm me.
Can I try to
dare you.
intercede?
You're a long ways away now. Like, They
Can
would like-
I? How far away?
I'm gonna say around 60 feet.
All right, I'll bonus action a misty step,
Okay, and now you're there.
and I will say, wait. Listen, what was her name again?
Meadows. Meadow. Hang on.
Meadow
I had
Meadow
this in my head, and if
petal,
you,
meadow petal, meadow flower.
and then you tried to dip away, and I totally forgot people's names. Meadow Leaf.
Meadow leaf. I'll say, listen, meadow leaf. Dottie didn't do anything on purpose. She has an affliction. She has a problem. She can't control her magic, and I mean, she's blown me up twice.
This is true.
She's not doing it
Her
on
eyes
purpose.
have not left Dottie once.
She's not doing it on purpose. It was her ability to control her magic was stolen, and we're going to get it back.
that
Listen,
is why
I'm
you're
not
here.
trying to do anything on purpose.
Well, I mean, it's part of the reason why we're here. There's a few different things. We've got this guy over here. He's trying to get his smiles back. We got her magic, me chalk, and the one over there. No one really gives a crap about.
Am I anywhere near this?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check, and let's see if the whole group gets into this. Elred, you will have now sauntered your way over to this conversation by this point in time. Yeah, you have no clue what's going on. You're still
Good
trying
job,
to,
everybody.
Check.
douse out fire all over the place. Actually, I could probably change this up a little bit. No, let's leave it where it is. Okay, so
yeah,
she's gonna say to you-
she's not a bad
but
one.
that may very well be, but even the best of intentions apparently can kill hundreds of my friends.
Wait, she never, there was no intentions. There was, we was looking for someone called William. Will I?
It doesn't
Will.
matter who you're looking for. You
Well,
killed
she was looking for him
100
and
of my
suddenly she
friends.
exploded. It's not her fault if you explode suddenly. It's not like she tried to explode.
No.
Roll me a persuasion check, Scrags. I'm going to say at about this point in time, Erebus, you will have noticed that there's a gathering of
I may be
raised
using
voices.
I may be using my you know what, I'm gonna try and use my inspiration.
Okay.
No. So
I
12.
hate it when inspiration does that. And yet love it for the DM's perspective. So she's gonna look. She's gonna look.
I
and
got a
put her
12.
hand up. She's gonna put her hand up to you, Scrags, and just put her hand up to silence you. You, looking at Dottie. You killed 100 or more of my friends.
I'm sorry. It was not my intention. I have wild magic surges that I can't control.
How do you plan to manage it in the future?
I'll give up magic for good.
Come on,
I'll never do it again.
persuade her. Or deceive her, whichever one it is.
Oh, definitely deceive.
Yeah, I'm totally going to play it appropriately for her.
That's actually bad for me.
It's not bad enough.
Eh,
Okay, so she's going to look to you and says, well, that seems a little unreasonable. But yeah,
I would
do
like.
sense your sincerity.
I
And
would
she
like
still got
to.
her hand up to you, to Scrags. Like, she's just saying, like, yeah. It's still more than I've ever received from Nightshade.
Who's Nightshade?
Granny Nightshade.
Oh, she's the one that we don't like.
Nor do I.
We're friends.
Hmm.
The enemy, me enemy type of thing.
I would not say friends, indeed.
Well,
Perhaps.
Weeze is gonna get Dottie's spells back. We're getting his smiles back, and Erebus, whatever, I don't
Where are
care.
you getting all these done? How are you planning on doing all these things? When you can't even control yourself in a forest.
Hey, watch it.
Beg your pardon?
What do you mean? How he's gonna get it done?
Can I just like put myself between them?
Yeah, you can totally interpose
Yeah,
yourself
just-
if you need to.
I'm going to start asking people where my friends are.
Yeah, yeah,
We-
you'll notice.
Right, what do you mean? How are we gonna get it done? Easy. We's gonna kill her.
This dryad's pissing Dottie off. Just because I killed 100 of her friends doesn't mean you get to be mean to me.
Well, you did kill 100 of her
Elred,
friends.
Elred is very
Nothing
much
of
in the,
value was
Elred is very
lost.
much in the mode of like everyone else shut up. Like this is not
You want to fight?
we immediately just like full like hand over Dottie's face, just like back.
Back.
Let's,
Love
let's sit
Oh.
down here. Have a
Or
little.
just we are searching for the answers on how to do so in the Feywild, and part of that is helping Dottie learn to control her magic. Obviously, that does not excuse such a transgression, but we are searching to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else ever again.
If you want to put me on the gallows, I get it.
Well, I would say that we did. Dottie did explode Nightshade's sister.
I did. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, we
It was
almost
like a
killed
fireworks show.
Immediately, you see her eyes kind of darting back between all three of you guys, and just kind of stunned, just like trying to process the shit that just happened.
Yeah.
As well as like you've just lost 100 of your friends.
Yeah.
This is like
Terrible.
a planet being your home planet being destroyed.
Does she notice I have a squirrel in my pocket?
No, she hasn't noticed this yet. But she does say, like, she's kind of processing all of the things that you just said, and she just kind of takes a step back and reduces her demeanor just a little bit, as Erevis is now approaching.
Look,
Oh, thank
Erevis.
goodness I caught up with you. What?
Oh no.
And
I'm
all of a
so
sudden,
happy.
Erevis looks at the Dryad, and for the first time, you see the smile slip from his face. As for the first time, you see him look at disgust at something.
Elred immediately mental like telepathy, just like whatever you're about to say, don't. Just no, stop.
He just turns around and says, "Once you're done talking, I'll be over here."
Right, you came over
And
to be
he'll walk away.
Yeah. Look, what's we looking for is a guy called Will of the Wild.
I know you said that already.
And we're going to meet him, and we're going to find out about defeating Granny Nightshade and
You plan on defeating
finding Chalk.
Who is Chalk?
She's the mistress.
I forget. I know out of character that there's another name for the deity that Chalk is here in the Feywild. Did we learn that?
Yes,
we did. Yes.
Zabilna.
I'm just gonna do a quick flat intelligence check to see if Elred remembers that.
Religion check.
Okay. It's the same thing for me.
Okay. I figured it might be, but I figured I gotta give you
Yeah, no. Elred doesn't remember
Elred doesn't
that.
recall.
Elred doesn't
Okay.
remember that.
Chalk is me mistress. She's my patron, and she's in charge of this place. Well, she was until the grannies came.
Okay. Just kind of shakes her head at Scrags a little bit. If you really are intent, looking now towards Elred, if you really are intent on unseating Nightshade, then yes, you may not be friends with me, but you certainly are. We certainly have a shared enemy. I want to see her go on. I want to see justice for what she has done. But
I
don't
awkwardly
I
tried
don't
to give the
honestly trust
Dryad
you.
a side hug.
It's like no,
Don't do
no.
that.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I don't know about seeing her
Said we're
gone, but
friends.
how about
She specifically said we weren't.
you see her dead?
I apologize. Say again.
I don't know about what you mean by seeing her gone, but how about you just see her dead? All of them. They're all
All
gonna
of them?
die. Yes.
Well,
I'll explode Granny Nightshade next.
you can't
Oh,
cause any more damage
Stop.
to any more
Stop.
of my family.
Stop.
No. We're gonna get her magic
You
back.
will see it.
It'll be fine.
Elred kind of just think of it this way. You're not particularly keen on us. I understand.
Well, me, she's fine with.
Either way, someone you don't necessarily agree with is going down after that. So
It's agreed to
Keep her
disagree.
by the water.
Over by the water. Now,
Yes, keep that one by the water.
we'll keep her in the water. She's got no hair
That
left.
would work too.
we actually, that, because Scrooge wasn't there for. So when he says like we'll keep her in the water, he's like Scrooge. We're just like, nope, not doing that again. we we'll keep an eye out and make sure that this does not happen again. You have my word.
Does have a
Then
question.
off with you. You have a question. You have many questions. I have more. But I'm setting them aside for now. If you are really intent on actually getting this done,
Yeah,
you best be off.
we will. But do you have any gifts for us that we might use to destroy?
Someone stop him.
Wait. Listen.
Same thing with Dottie. Just hand over the face.
You choose the most bizarre company. They must be very effective when you need them to be.
I believe what my ally here was trying to say was that, well, we would not ask any assistance after what has happened. If you wished to offer some, it would be appreciated.
I have nothing that I can offer.
I'll push his hand away.
He takes the hand off now.
What about
Safer.
that secret transportation thing you did? You went from one tree to another tree. Can you show me how to do it? Come on. It looks so cool. I could do a little trick as well.
You see her, her hair just kind of does this little flitter. And she kind of shakes her. It's like like a dog shaking a chill down her spine kind of thing. It is a personal thing. You must actually be one with the trees.
I'm going to cast Invoke Duplicity, and so there's now 2 of me. And then I'm going to cast Mirror Image, so there's now 5 of me. What do you think of that?
Why?
5 of me. And each one just keeps on looking at her and speaking at her at different times.
Yes, it's all echoed, right?
Yeah. Go on. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Oh god. Rephrase.
Stop.
I'll even
We
hold
should
out.
be on
I'll
our
hold
way.
out the coin.
Yeah. Pull him away.
I'll hold out the coin of Sibylla and see if she
I
notices
think-
anything.
Of Sibylla?
Yeah, I'll hold out the coin of Sibylla and see if she notices anything.
All right. Oh, damn. Okay. She as you hold up this coin, she immediately reaches for it, but you pull it away. There's no way that you would roll lower than I did. You immediately pull it away. I feel after all of this that I need some sort of assurance that you're going to come back and that you're not going to cause damage. So what should that assurance be?
I will give you my arcane focus.
Wait.
I accept.
And I hand her the wooden eye that was magical from Balvorna's cottage, but it's not my arcane focus.
Rolled low. I'm still rolling really low, guys. All right.
That way I can never cast spells again.
No, Dottie, you'll be useless.
I know, I'm already
There are some
useless. I set a
spells.
forest on fire.
There's some spells you can cast without.
No, she'll
As
be
you guys are having this conversation,
useless.
you turn back to look at her, and she's now gone.
All right, let's.
Let's leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
you,
unnecessarily long and drawn out.
excuse
yeah.
me, you.
You guys
What?
took a long. You guys did a lot of shit there. Okay.
What was wrong with you and the Triad one?
I'll tell you next time we take a rest. How about that?
You're bloody weed.
It's late in the day, by the way.
Yeah, let's
like,
just
sun's
get
down.
away from here, and then we can rest. I feel like we should go
Which mountain
not
group
here.
are we? Oh,
Ask that again, Scrags.
which mountain group are we at the moment?
You were the forest fire base. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna draw. Generally speaking, where that forest fire went for you guys. It's gonna have to be freehand. So it went like right around. That's the wrong color. Hang on. It's now blackened. Like
What a
this
pity.
area up in here. Because it took a while for you guys there. Hey, look.
Oh, it looks like a skull.
So we
That's
were
kinda what I
here.
thought.
We went to I went up here.
Yeah.
Okay. This seems
That's
like
where
an
you will
interesting
imagine.
place. Do I see what these floating mountains are?
Perception check.
Okay, that's a 15.
You don't see them.
Ah, crud. Okay. Well, what do we want to do?
Yeah, that is a good point. What do you guys want to do? It is late. There is a mountain. And there is tree that is unscorched. To the
Yeah,
north,
it's been a-
which is kind of the direction you've been going.
Yeah. Head to the north, maybe?
Yeah.
Give yourself a bit of space from the forest fire.
Following along the river.
Okay.
Dunking Dottie in every once in a while.
You just
Dottie's gonna keep away from that thing.
Yeah.
Due to trauma.
You guys get settled in then. We'll say that you guys travel about a half hour, so you could still hear some of the commotion of fire cleanup. But it's enough distance away that you feel like you would probably not get in the way or be found easily. You set up camp, I'm going to assume, nearby the river. Anything you guys need to cover while you're at camp before you guys take your long rest?
we're talking with Erevis about the Dryad thing.
Absolutely. Leave some shit there.
Yeah.
How are you risking Erebus?
Yeah, he's just smiling, setting up camp.
So, the Dryad, just looks at Erevis.
Ugh, what about her?
That's what I'm trying to ask you.
All right. I was thinking about making this my 10-minute thing, but I think I can actually do that regardless because we had a rest. But anyway,
Yeah.
He'll look disgruntled and then look at you and say, "There was once a small elven boy who lived in Faerun who caught the eye of a powerful dryad. He was sucked into the Feywild to live with her forever. Then he was tricked and tricked again and cursed to forever wander. I not only hate them for that, but if they knew who I was, they'd despise me too. Because I cut out her heart and burned it in a pyre. And she turned into I forget the name of it, but it's a basically evil dryad, terrible thing.
Dawning slowly appears on Scrags. The little boy was you.
Actually, no. I made the whole thing up.
Oh,
there was no smile on his face when he says that. And he curls up into meditation.
I thought he made it up. You knowing a dryad. What a joke.
Insight check.
On Erebus or on Scrags?
Yeah. On Erevis.
Okay.
Okay, wow. Yeah. You got the barest minimum of that story, and there were a lot of aspects that, while true, were not the whole truth.
Yeah. I feel like that was like, okay, he doesn't want to go into this, and like that's cool. That's his whole thing.
Works.
Just make a mental note.
I will
but not
also
say
tell the
anything.
DM the full story in a message, just so he understands why I'm wandering for 160 years.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So who's taking first watch?
I will.
Roll it out for me. Roll me a perception check.
Yep.
I'm going to try and do this with brevity because we spent a lot of time on a forest fire that wasn't part of the campaign.
We
But
did.
that's okay because it was worth it.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't going into it, because we don't have time.
All right, yeah. Yeah, no, your watch goes relatively uneventfully. You're kind of keeping your eye out on the distant forest fire management as well, but it's still distant enough that you're not worried about it. Who are you going to wake up?
Frags. Dottie's had a long day. I think Dottie needs the rest.
Fair enough.
She needs those extra 2 hours.
I'll take watch some, but I will
Please
spend
do.
my entire time dreaming about the magic items the Dryad could have given us.
For sure.
So disappointed.
Roll for me a perception check. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your watch also goes relatively uneventfully. Who are you going to wake up?
Well, since the elf doesn't need anything more than 4 hours, I will tap him on the shoulder, get him out of his meditation, and say, "Right, it's your turn. Let the little one sleep." I mean, maybe she's allowed of mind killing 100 of the Dryad's friends. Crudely,
He
bitterly.
sits up and wipes off his lower legs and says, "Nothing of value was lost." Get to bed.
Really? Okay. I got the squirrel.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Do you want a little claw? They're lovely.
No, I'm good. I don't eat meat very often.
Oh. Is there anything about you that's useful? Anyway,
I can stab
Let's,
things, but you haven't been able to see that much.
let's. Excuse me. I had a feeling that you wanted to leave me in the fire. Don't you lie.
Oh, how could you possibly have known that? And he'll just he'll just leave you with that.
All right.
All right,
Roll
I'll
me
go
a
to bed.
perception check.
All right.
2 of them. Oh no, just one. Sorry.
If there's 2 of them, that's
Oh,
just the
you
one.
just had to roll a.
It's just the one.
because I'm taking
Appreciate.
the double shift. But yeah,
Oh, I see. Okay, fair enough.
we're letting Dottie
I'll
sleep.
run with that. Okay, so you take that with a natural 20, which I need to do that. You notice something, kind of observing a little bit more in the forest. There is a section of the forest a good distance away from you that seems to be the tops of trees have been kind of knocked down or broken in half. And it's a good solid distance away, but it is definitely along the edge of the river. And so you note that something may have happened to the trees there. But everybody now wakes up, and that'll be at the end of your watch when the sunlight is back up. So you can see.
I noticed that the tree, something has happened to the trees.
Yeah, like a tree top has been snapped off. A couple of tree tops side by side have been snapped off.
Okay. I'll point that out to everybody once we wake up.
Sure. And you guys do all come to wakefulness. You now have your long rest in. Dottie, your hair's not fully grown back in.
I was
But it's
actually going to
okay.
ask if I can fashion it into like a cool looking mohawk.
Yes. Something along those lines.
Okay. As best as I can do.
Yeah. Like like the hairstyle that Pink would sometimes, that was not intentional. That Pink would sometimes do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's go with it. You now got a rocker pink hairstyle. Okay.
Yum.
So what we gonna do?
Those treetops
Well-
are on the way in the direction you were going to go anyway.
Do they look like they've been like broken off by weight, or just
Are you going up to them to find out?
sure?
Sure. All right. So you go up to those trees, kind of pack up your camp, put your things together again, start making have yourselves your rations, make your way up the river, and as you get closer to those trees, you do note that there's a couple of other trees a little bit off more inland from the river that have also been kind of pushed aside or broken or something along those lines. And kind of tracking it, looks like there's an angular direction to the damage.
Huh. So can I follow the angle?
Sure. You go all the way out, and what you do see, roll me a survival check.
Oh, nice. 18.
Nice. All right. So what you see as you get to kind of to where the angle would have actually hit the ground. So you guys, you're not that far in, but once you get to that place, you see that the dirt has been pushed away from the angle a little bit, and then you notice there's some tracks, large, very large tracks, that we're walking through the wood at one point. I'm going to get you to roll me a nature check to see if you can identify what kinds of tracks these are.
Nature. I'm not very good at nature. If
Yeah,
anyone
good
else
roll.
has...
You get everything.
I have
Sure,
a
let's
+3
look at
to
Actually,
it.
well, yeah, you could actually have somebody else try to identify it. So,
Yeah, I got nothing. I got like a 0 to nature.
I have a 1 in nature. Anybody better than that?
I have a 3.
Okay, I'll ask Dottie to help out.
okay, so Dottie, roll
I
with
will
advantage
give
if you get
you
help.
guidance.
Oh, and
Okay.
guidance, no less.
Very cool. Let's roll that guidance.
Do you have inspiration by any chance?
No.
Okay.
Do we start with an inspiration? Or did
she's
some? I
already
used
spent
one
that off.
inspiration. Oh,
I gave you one this session, so you use that one. So,
Yeah, you give you one
then,
for
yeah, you
spilling the
don't-
beans to the dryad.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Unless I
don't-
got one for the Bob Ross incident.
You don't really know what creature this is, and it's kind of off-putting. What you are able to discern is the tracks, while they look like they may have actually been something much, the way that there were a couple of tracks, it looked like there might be some sort of three-legged creature. It occurs to you, wait a second, that can't possibly be. They're all connected, and that's when you realize, oh, these tracks are 3 feet wide. This is a large beast of some sort. But with your survival check, though, Erebus, you're able to say, without any hassle at all, this creature was walking and then must have pushed off for flight and flown through the trees.
Be wary, but this thing is skyfaring, if you understand.
Yeah, let's keep an eye out. That's concerning.
All right. Gonna continue to track it, or do you want to go back to the river and carry on your way?
If I could track it, flying enemies would be difficult, I think, for
Well,
someone
track where
who's
it came
barely
from,
trained.
Because you could definitely
Oh.
track where it came from or you think you could, at the very least.
Can I determine if it was taking any damage when it landed in the trees? Like, was it falling out of the sky?
No, it looks like it was pushed off from the ground, so it looks like this is where it took
Oh.
off and left from, and that wherever it was walking from, it got to this point and then pushed off and left.
Given the size of those tracks, might not want to go back to its house, but then again, maybe we do. What do you guys think?
I mean, we could just keep on our current trail and then just make sure
Yeah.
to look to the sky so we don't get eaten.
All right, we can do that.
All right.
And we continue on.
You continue on your trail, and you're leaving you can still see a little bit of a couple of puffs of white smoke from what was left behind by your forest fire, but it's to your back, and so you carry on your path your merry little way for a good solid distance before you get to a place where you can see that there is a or not so much see. You know what? Let's roll a perception check. Let's see who's keeping their eye on things.
Not me. I have horrible perception.
Is it gonna be Erebus because you're kind of keeping your eye out for the?
I'd say I
I can do it.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll it. There we go.
21.
21's a pretty darn good roll, so it's not long. I'm gonna say it's about the lunching hour when you start to notice something else on the breeze, some voices on the breeze, childish voices, joyful, childish voices, and you kind of clock the direction that it's coming from, and it is further upstream. And as you kind of get around a bend in the river, on the opposite side of the river, you see a large tree, a large oak tree, with swings on the branches, and the swings are easy to see because they are painted. You see, kind of looking through the leaves at this tree from a bit of a distance, you can see that what seems to be some sort of a structure built into the side of it as well. But you could hear the voices, and you do see from the distance that you are some activity there of some sort.
I think we found little oak or big oak. What was it? Large oak? Tremendously sized oak.
We found some kind of oak. Some manner of oak.
Some manner of oak is inside, and I'll point it out.
Yeah. Should probably
you
cross
guys
the.
Cross the river? How are you gonna cross the river?
I think so. I mean, Elred's fine just like swimming across, but like that's probably not good for everyone.
How far is it across?
It looks like to be about 120 feet away from the other edge of the river. But it's still very easily seen. It's much larger than the other trees nearby.
Yeah. How wide is the river at this?
The river here will be around 60 feet wide. The difference here, though, is that it's now deeper and faster.
Yeah. Okay.
You just see Dottie looking at the edge of it, like.
I think we can throw Dottie across.
Probably not a great idea.
Definitely an idea, though. I'm ready to just swim.
I stumped you guys. You're just gonna swim it?
Does it look like if I were to say, purely hypothetically, throw a javelin with a rope attached to it across the river, that it could like stay in to some extent?
Well, a javelin's range is max range, long distance is 60 feet.
No, it's 120.
Right? Oh, is it 120?
Yep.
What is this low range?
30. Yeah, no, it'd be with disadvantage for sure.
Okay. You look across the way and you feel like there is a possibility that you might be able to get a javelin across.
Yeah. Thinking I could.
More likely, you could swim across it. You could swim across it. Yeah. And bring the one end of the rope and leave the other end of the rope behind, and just.
That's what I was also thinking as the other option there. Which, yeah, I think. First, I'd take off my armor just so I'm not as weighted down by it.
Okay, if you do that, you're leaving it behind on this side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can carry it across once because when I have the rope, I can pull them in.
Ah, okay. I see what you're saying.
But, it'll be hard for me to actually get across. I assume having heavy armor on would put disadvantage trying to go through this water.
It would make a difference.
Yeah.
It would just increase the DC. It wouldn't actually change.
As a man of the sea, I feel like I know it'd be a lot harder to.
Yeah, I would say you're probably. Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna doff my armor.
And swim across.
Yep.
All right, roll me your athletics check, then, please.
Ooh.
All right.
It's a 25.
25 is pretty good. You easily the river is fast, but you are able to break through it. You don't go perpendicularly across the river. You get carried down a little bit of a distance, but you're a powerful swimmer. And so you're able to comfortably make your way across, holding the rope in one hand while you're going through as well. You guys are actually kind of impressed at how easily Elred is able to cross the river. But you also have your rope.
Our draconic friend is quite useful.
You tie in the rope
yeah, and
off,
he-
or
yeah,
what are
he
you going to
just-
do with it?
Yeah, I think.
Well, you
Oh,
or
on
the other
their
side.
end.
I'm holding on to it still. The other side.
Okay.
And so I guess we'll maybe take turns. I'm going to try and tie it around a tree. My
Okay,
end.
fair enough.
Is that like a sleight of hands to make sure it's tight or something?
No, we'll just say that you're able to tie a rope around a tree.
Okay.
Now, here's the challenge. How long is this rope?
Probably 50
Should
feet,
have.
like every rope, but I can add another 50 feet.
Okay, that's what I wanted
Wait,
to do.
oh
so
my
I wanted to make
gosh.
sure we had that covered.
I do not have rope. I would need to use someone else's.
I
50
have
feet.
rope.
Oh. Does anybody else have rope?
Yeah,
I do.
Okay.
I feel like you do too, so go for it.
I mean, I have silk rope, but that's just 5 feet.
Check your pack. Your pack usually has.
Oh, is that stuff not included in the?
Nah.
Oh wait, no, I do have.
Can't
I
do
do have hempen rope.
Okay, you're good then.
No,
So
yeah.
you guys are able to tie the rope across, and because of Elred getting you guys all the way across, you're able to kind of use the rope as a guide to get you guys across with all of the stuff. You bring all of Elred's stuff with you, and as the last one of you emerges on the other side of the river, you suddenly hear from behind you. Oh, sorry. Oh man, I had all this set up and I put it down because I was trying to deal with things. Yeah, you hear from behind you this somewhat prepubescent voice speak out to you. Stand down or face merry hell. And you look up, and what you see is a child, probably no more than 13, with a wild mane of dark hair,
It's Johnny Test.
Oh no!
looking down at you with a few other children flanking him. And that is where we're going to
Oh,
stop
no.
the session.
All right.
Alright, cool.
So, guys, you survived a forest fire.
We did.
Yeah.
I'm rather impressed, actually.
Yeah. Elred's like shield and his clothes are like completely black.
Oh yeah,
now.
totally,
Like completely.
absolutely. Everything's
Oh,
burned.
man.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It's funny. I had a backup character just in case because I wasn't
know,
sure how it was gonna go.
If you had failed your con, you might have like
Yeah.
gone to 0.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it's like it's the number of minutes, isn't it? Maybe
It,
we would've gotten
So,
to it
so
partially.
the holding breath thing applies to when you are prepared. Like,
Yeah, so like
Yeah,
when
she
I
wasn't
jumped in, I
prepared,
was
yeah.
holding my breath, but she
Yeah,
wasn't holding
she
her breath.
wasn't prepared because she
yeah.
she knew she was teleporting towards water. She just didn't know she was going to be teleporting towards water and then down 50.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I gotta dip though.
yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
cheers.
Guys,
Stuff
thank
ready,
you guys very much for
thank you.
everybody. And we will see everybody out. Actually, on Twitch, I think we're going to go raid somebody out here on Twitch. So,
Yes, have
guys,
fun with that.
thank you very much. We will
Yes.
see you on the flip
See ya.
side.
Bye bye.
See ya.
All right. So, for those of you who are still with us, let's go for a visit with Francois and see how they are doing. I think they are in a session right now, too, which is even better yet. So, here we go, guys.